The RU program stands for Research Experience for Undergraduates. It's an NSF-funded program, also funded by the Department of Defense. And the purpose of the program is to bring undergraduates in from the different universities across the country and provide them with the opportunity to get involved in research.
Oh, just the level of energy that the undergraduates bring to the lab is incredible. It makes it so much more fun to come into the lab to have these students there.
Well, it's one thing to talk about caves and cave formations, but it's a completely different thing to get out and see them and be able to touch them and actually see water dripping from the ceiling and to see how things really form in the real world. I've learned that you really have to care about what you're doing and you really have to be interested in it. If you have that drive and that interest to learn, then it seems like the research process is not really a process. It's something you want to do. It's something you need to do.
There's always something new you can discover and always something new you have to look into and try to figure out. And I guess that's kind of the role of the biologist, to explain the world around them, and that's really interesting to me. So what I'll be doing this summer is just kind of trying to get a brief overview, I guess, of the microbes that live in the caves. When I'm in the field, I take samples by taking swabs of the surfaces in the caves, soil samples, and also samples from the water. Well, they're taking up the DNA that we've extracted, and it will show us the diversity of the microbes that we have in the cave.
My scientific interests, I guess, just in general would be in environmental science. I'm really drawn to the interdisciplinary approach, and I guess just a general love for being outdoors and enjoying the environment and appreciating you know, all that it gives us is what drew me to the field, and I'm excited to engage in all the interdisciplinary work.
My project is exploring water flow paths into a cave that we visited a few weeks ago, Interspace Caverns. We work with water samples that have already been collected and then some that I collected a few weeks ago, take them into the lab and pull all of the strontium out of them using some chemical processes, and then put them in a mass spectrometer and see what's in the water.
The exciting thing is potentially we could tease out drip rate information from cave formations, speleothems, and have an idea of past climate.
We are near Port Aransas on the Gulf Coast. It's my first time being here, and it's really great because I've been reading about it for the past 5 weeks or so. My project is basically synthesizing a coastal conservation plan from 38 existing plans, and they range from regional, Gulf of Mexico, to extremely local, like the Buffalo Bayou in Houston. Working with professional researchers has really, I guess, given me insight into how much they care about what they're doing, and that's something that I would want to do in the future. I don't want a job just to be a job, but I want it to have some sort of positive ramification.
My name is Lenny Foster, and I'm working with Christine Hawks. And what I'm looking at is basically how watershed quality and structure affects animal populations. The particular animals I'll be looking at are a species of water snake and fish that live in Waller Creek. Well, yeah, if I weren't doing the RU program this summer, I would be at Randall's stocking groceries overnight. And it's not exactly as exciting as doing research, so I'm glad I was able to do this.
You learn a lot from the other students in that you don't go to their schools, you don't have their background, you don't live their lives, so it's really interesting to kind of get this snapshot of their lives in this little summer program and what they're doing and what their aspirations are.
I've learned techniques that I wouldn't have learned back home, and I think it's really given me some confidence to go out and do what I'm going to do with the next 2 years of my undergraduate education.
Even if I don't end up in the end in a science field, like if I decide to go to law school, I think the way that science makes you look at problems and makes you look at different aspects of a problem, it's very important in the way that you think about things.